For more than a decade, the story presented to viewers painted Sister Wives star Meri Brown as a woman who simply could not move on. Episode after episode, the cameras lingered on awkward silences, strained conversations, and painful reminders that her marriage to Kody Brown had emotionally collapsed long before either of them officially admitted it. By the time the later seasons aired, audiences had become so accustomed to seeing Meri pushed to the sidelines that many viewers stopped questioning the imbalance altogether. Kody openly admitted he no longer viewed her romantically, openly discussed feeling disconnected from her, and repeatedly framed their relationship as something beyond repair. Yet while the emotional breakdown of their marriage became a storyline consumed by millions, another story was unfolding quietly in the background, one that had far less to do with heartbreak and far more to do with ownership, sacrifice, and financial reality. Meri had spent years watching decisions unfold around her without truly including her. She watched family promises shift whenever it suited the people in power. She watched the language of unity disappear whenever money entered the conversation. Most importantly, she remembered every detail. Long before viewers began questioning what really happened behind closed doors, Meri already understood something the rest of the family seemed desperate to avoid admitting. Plural marriage might survive emotional tension for years, but financial imbalance eventually exposes everything. The moment that changed public perception did not arrive through screaming arguments or dramatic confrontations. It arrived calmly during the January 2026 television special, when Meri challenged Kody directly about property, ownership, and what she believed she was owed. Suddenly, the woman who had been portrayed for years as emotional and difficult sounded prepared, composed, and fully aware of the numbers. That shift stunned viewers because it forced people to reconsider the entire history of the family dynamic. The conversation surrounding the Las Vegas property exposed far more than a disagreement about paperwork. It revealed how differently loyalty had been valued depending on which wife was making the sacrifice. Years earlier, Meri legally divorced Kody so he could marry Robin Brown and adopt Robin's children. At the time, the family framed the decision as an act of love and unity, proof that plural marriage required selflessness and trust. Meri altered her own legal status for the sake of the family structure Kody claimed mattered more than anything else. Yet over time, viewers watched her become increasingly isolated while Robin's position inside the family strengthened dramatically. When the conversation eventually turned toward assets, land, and financial splits, many fans started asking a difficult question. If Meri sacrificed so much to protect the family vision, why did she appear to walk away with so little influence once the family collapsed? That question became impossible to ignore once the discussion surrounding Coyote Pass intensified. The Arizona land purchase had originally been presented as a family's dream future, nearly 14 acres meant to unite the Browns in one massive shared community. Instead, the land slowly transformed into a symbol of division. Construction never happened. Costs increased. Relationships fractured. The dream stalled while tensions worsened behind the scenes. When Christine left, followed by Yanel and eventually Meri's formal spiritual separation, the land no longer represented unity. It represented unresolved obligations. Reports surrounding property values and payouts only intensified public scrutiny. While Kody and Robin appeared connected to significant assets, including the Flagstaff home and reported land proceeds, Meri had already begun building something entirely independent in Utah. Her bed and breakfast, Lizzie's Heritage Inn, became far more than a business venture. It became proof that she no longer needed validation from the family structure that had repeatedly diminished her role. Unlike the family investments that depended on group decisions, Meri's belonged entirely to her. Her name was attached to it. Her future was tied to it. And perhaps most importantly, it existed outside Kody's authority. That independence changed the way audiences interpreted her later confrontations. Suddenly, she no longer appeared like someone desperately trying to preserve a broken relationship. She looked like someone finally strong enough to stop accepting unequal treatment. When Kody defended himself by referring to legal agreements and divorce decrees during the television special, the contrast became striking. For years, he had described the family through emotional and spiritual language, emphasizing faith, unity, and shared purpose. Yet the moment financial accountability entered the conversation, the language shifted from spiritual leadership to legal technicalities. Viewers noticed immediately. Instead of speaking like a patriarch protecting family values, Kody sounded like a man carefully defending contractual obligations. That distinction mattered because it revealed how quickly the language of togetherness disappeared once real money became part of the discussion.